Hey you guys, it's Marianne. Welcome to Beyond the Bar. Okay, guys, I'm super excited for today's guest. Before I dive into it with her, she is a B4 fan favorite. She is a returning guest. She was a B4 guest instructor a couple of times. And two fun facts. One is that she was the podcast launch guest in October of 23. So she was
Didn't even know this.
she was my very see that? She was my very first guest. That's why they're fun facts, Emma. And
Oh, yeah.
second fun fact that she has no idea. Most of you know the podcast is already on Spotify and my website, and today launches it going on B4's YouTube channel. So, welcome back to Beyond the Bar, Emma. So happy to have
Thanks for
you.
having me. I'm so excited.
All right, we're gonna do a
So fun.
cheers, and then later we're
I've
gonna.
got
Oh,
my
look what she
before
said.
mug.
I have an espresso martini, people. Now we have to
See, if
take
I
a
didn't
sip.
have to teach later, that
Hmm.
might not be a pretty picture.
It's all good. I modified my espresso martini, and there's a reason I'm having it, which we're going to get into later. Okay. So, Emma and I had to look this back up, Emma.
Hmm.
Emma and I met in about 2016,
Oh my
10
gosh, like
years
10
ago.
years ago. Yeah.
She was a baby. I didn't even know how old she was.
Oh my gosh. 2016. Yeah, I was young.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah. And I
18,
only,
19.
yeah, no, and I know. I didn't even know she wasn't legal to drink because I'm pretty sure I invited her to have drinks with the girls and I. And then she told me she couldn't drink. So we met in 2016 in Los Gatos, California, and then she left me, um, even though it was love at first sight on my
I
side,
know.
and she left me to move to LA a couple of years after that,
Hmm. I think
which is what
2019, something like that.
was it?
I think so.
So she's been down in LA, originally from Michigan.
Michigan. Yeah.
Now she's been living the life in LA for years, and
Hmm.
my guess is you're not going to leave anytime soon.
I love California. I'm sure you can relate to this because
Yeah,
you've moved everywhere, but it's just like there's nothing like it. Like I love it here. If I did move, it would have to be somewhere warm. But I think you'd have to drag me out kicking and screaming because I really love California. It's just the
yeah,
best.
I
It's
get
hard
that.
to beat.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
it. We love California. We lived there for probably over 15 years. And we left, I'm going to use air quotes for good because we've left for good like three or four times.
Yeah. You keep them
In
back.
August to start our journey in Northern Virginia to be near Liam and Luca, our grandkids, and like life is great with them around, but we miss California. But Paul still works there, so we go back a couple times.
Yeah. Make
Yeah,
visits. Come
yeah,
visit me.
I understand. So before babes, Emma started a new company, which we're going to talk about. But first, I'm going to read a quote that she had on
Ooh.
Instagram. Normally, I ask my guests ahead of time, but you know what? It's on our Instagram page.
I am so interested to see what it's
No,
gonna
it's
be.
just we're just gonna it's gonna kick us off into
Okay.
my lengthy list of questions. Okay, here we go. And this is gonna be getting into the first one.
Okay.
I've reinvented myself more than once, and each time my space helped me create fresh energy
Mm.
to match who I want to become.
Ooh.
Um, Emma has, since I've known her, reinvented herself a few times, which I think is a beautiful thing. She was in beauty pageants. Do they still call them beauty pageants? Can I call
I
them
think
that?
so, yeah. I still do.
Okay. She was on reality TV two times over.
Hmm.
She has been teaching dance for something like 10 years. She's
Yep.
also a judge for dance competitions. She had a dance wear company
Hmm.
and that she just shut down not too long ago. And now Emma has started a virtual interior design company called Sunday and Co.
Hmm.
Interiors. So most of you know in my head, I'm an interior designer because I have a huge passion for it. So I was so excited to have her come on and chat a little bit about it. So let's dive in and let the peeps that don't know you get to know you a little bit. So, what pulled you into the interior design world, and then what led you to do it virtually?
Yeah, so I've always been into interior design. Like I've always watched home shows. It's always been something that I've loved. I never considered it as a career path or something that I actually like wanted to do or build a business around. And I also know that I love like creativity. It's like one of my favorite parts of teaching dance is choreographing and like designing costumes. I owned a dancewear brand where I got to obviously like design clothing. And so I just like always loved design and creativity. And I shut down my dancewear brand in 2023. So about 3 years ago. And I honestly just didn't want to deal with inventory anymore. It was just like too much. But I was like, just try. I've always been very like I've always known what I wanted to do next. And so like once I shut that down, I was like I had no idea. I knew I wanted to do, start a business again and do something creative, but I just was like totally dumbfounded and was like, I have literally no idea what my next move is. So, and that was frustrating for me because I always feel like I know what's next.
Right?
And
You
I
always knew what
did.
your path was going to
Yeah,
be.
yeah. And I don't know, it was just like one day interior design dawned on me. So I was like, well, I'm gonna take a year-long course and see if I like it, see if it's actually something I want to do, and then go from there. I also was really interested in building something that I like could do from anywhere. So, traditional interior design may still be something I get into at some point. But for now, like this was really exciting for me, like to build business online and to do something from home. It's something I loved about my dancewear brand. So I did this training program for about a year and I ended up loving it. I learned so much. And then I just was like, let's do it. Let's launch this thing. So it's really fun. And I think too, it gives people who maybe aren't doing like huge renovations or like a big home project, like even people who just live in like rentals or apartments, like they can still get an interior designer without, having to do like huge renovations and stuff.
Right, right. Isn't it funny how, like, you were taking the course and then you were already a little bit passionate about it to begin with
Mhm.
because you are creative,
Yeah.
obviously, with everything you've done so far in your life. But then you become so passionate about it, like you're a sponge and you just want to absorb it all.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So how did you then think of doing it virtually just because then you could do it from anywhere?
Yeah, do it from anywhere. I don't know. I saw a lot of people online like doing virtual interior design, so I knew it was an option and it just seemed like a better fit for me right now.
Right.
It also puts me in a position where I can start a business, and then if I want to like go into more schooling or more education for interior design, I can do that while I'm running this and,
Right.
have more options later. So,
Were you
yeah.
able to do the coursework remotely or were you
hmm
going into?
Yeah, it was all self-paced, all online, which was really great.
That's cool.
Especially like with my teaching schedule. So, yeah,
Right.
it all worked out.
She does still have a full-time job teaching,
Yes.
teaching dance.
Yes, and I don't know why I decided to launch this like in the middle of competition season, but here we are.
Yeah, because you are literally, well, you're choreographing, you're doing the playlist, and then you're also going to be like judging. You're like,
Yeah,
there's that
yeah, yeah. So
aspect
I
of it
started
too.
traveling for judging this weekend. Actually, I'm going to Bismarck, North Dakota. So
Oh my God. Do you,
gonna
yeah, you said,
freeze.
being from Michigan, you must have warm coats.
I don't know. I've lived here for 10 years. I feel like you get,
You get,
yeah, yeah.
that happened. I had to buy when we first just moved to
Mhm.
Northern Virginia. I had to go out and buy like warm stuff, like
Yeah.
sweaters and that kind, because I just didn't have it. I mean,
Yeah. And you were coming from Florida, right?
yep. Or and California because we were living
Yeah,
in
yeah.
both. But and normally I'm in leggings, so you can just throw a sweatshirt on. But if you try to get
hmm
something, halfway decent on. Um. Okay. Oh yeah, that definitely brings me to how did you come up with the name Sunday and Cup?
I it's funny, I like the S because I did Sugar Strut was my dancewear
Hmm.
brand. So I liked the S. I wanted to keep that. And I liked Sunday because Sundays just remind me of like a fresh start. Um, and I think that that's what this all is really about. is like giving people a fresh start and like a new fresh energy in their space. And so I felt
Right.
like Sunday really like represented that. And then I just like the Enco because I liked how it sounded.
It's perfect. And um, your target audience is
Hmm.
women,
Yeah.
as mine is too, with
Yeah.
Beyond the Bar by the Bay. And so it's also, you're really also focusing on women who are
Hmm.
getting a fresh start, whether they're just starting out in life, whether they're making a change in life. It
Hmm.
could be anything. Maybe they're reinventing themselves,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so I think it's super cool. I think
Yeah.
that you already have a great following from everyone you've met where I mean, you're all over the country in on any given day, obviously South Dakota. So I think having a following is great. And I've always focused on self-care Sunday, Emma. So
Yeah. I love it.
on Sundays as well. Um, how was, so as you were going through the process of the
Mhm.
certification and actually the school work, were you realizing, oh my God, I really do have a passion for this and an interest, and I think I might even be good at it? Like, did that light bulb go off at any moment?
Yeah, I really realized how much I loved it. I also realized how much there is to learn. Like I feel like I've been studying for a year and I still like everything you learn, there's just like 10 more things you figure out
Right.
there are to learn about and discover. So it's definitely a lot harder than I thought for sure. Just all the like drawing up floor plans, like electrical planning. There's just so much that goes into
Yeah.
design, but yeah, I definitely realized just how much I loved it and how much just like learning about all of the little technical aspects like really have helped my design work too.
For sure. Well, I think that too, education is ongoing. Like I'm
Hmm.
like amazed when I mean, obviously I still have to do a lot of, I have to keep things
Yeah.
fresh, right? So
Hmm.
I'm always amazed with how much there is still to
Yeah,
learn in life,
totally.
and it's never
Yeah.
ending. Um, what if you had to use 3 words to describe your design style right now? And it might change. You're
Yeah.
still young. Like what are your, give me 3.
Oh my gosh, this is so hard for me because I love so many different design styles.
Oh, we're gonna talk
There's
about that
so
later too.
there's so many different styles that I love and appreciate. But I would say right now, probably European, organic, and modern would be like my 3 words.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. I like
Hmm.
that a lot. Let's talk about a little bit more about the virtual design journey for you. So for someone who is new to that idea, um, like what talk about what it is,
Hmm.
virtual interior design, like what the
Yeah.
process.
So obviously, like the name, it's virtual, which is really great. And it is my process is a 3 week long room redesign. So we start with floor plan, mood boarding, color palette. So like we can get really clear about the direction we're going. I think it's really hard when you just start shopping and you don't know like the scale of your furniture, what kind of design style you're going for, like what colors to work with, what patterns, materials, textures, all of that. So we spend like a full week really deep diving into floor plan and mood board. And then week 2 is like actually making selections. If there's any materials, furniture, accessories, finishes, things like that. And then week 3, you get to see it like in a 3D virtual rendering. So you like get to see your space in real life before you actually purchase anything, which is really cool. And the big difference between virtual interior design and then like traditional interior design is you're just doing all the implementation on your own, which is I actually like that because if you're getting like a bunch of links of products, you can like buy them on your own time. You don't have to like purchase everything all at once. And again, you get to like still see it in real life, like in the 3D rendering before you purchase anything. So yeah, it's been fun. I really like this process too for like again people who are not wanting to do like a full
Right.
like reconstruction on their home.
Right. So, so basically, your 3 week process with your client, in the end, you've with them created the space.
Hmm.
Your final product is you're giving them the 3D rendering, and then they're going to go out and they're going to purchase, and then maybe they decide, well, I don't want this right now, or maybe I can't
Hmm.
afford this right now.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's a beautiful thing, right? Because
yeah,
they can get it in pieces because
for
obviously,
sure.
there's time constraints and there's financial constraints.
Hmm. Yeah.
Let's talk about for someone who doesn't know what a mood board is.
Okay, so a mood board. I love a mood board because it gives me a direction of like where to go and kind of puts all my ideas onto paper. But you can make a mood board for literally anything, but for interior design, it would be just um, pictures of different spaces you love or different furniture pieces you like. It could even be pictures of artwork or like nature, so you can get inspired by different colors, textures, patterns that are in the mood board. And then it feels like when you're shopping for furniture and stuff, like you have a clear direction
Clear direction.
on what you're actually buying. Yeah.
Right. All right, we're going to talk about some of your mood boards in a finish. But I need to finish this. Um, so how do you get your clients to trust the process without you being in the same room with them? Has that been an issue or not really?
Yeah. So one thing, another part of the process is each phase is an hour long Zoom call so that we're like, number one, I'm sharing like why we made each decision that we did. And
Hmm.
then number two, like they can give me feedback in real time and we can like tweak things if needed. And I think that that's a lot better for people than just like, okay, here's your room, like, hope you like it. Because in each phase, like, we're both kind of working together to make sure that everything is like, coming together and a part of both of our visions.
Yeah. This is why I would be a horrible interior designer as a profession. And this is why I would have been a horrible real estate agent, which I always wanted to do as well. Because I have my own opinions. I know what I like.
Hmm.
And so I would be like, well, I don't like that. What you're,
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Well, I think I've learned this honestly from teaching dance to teenagers because like when I choreograph pieces, like they have really strong opinions. And so I've learned to like keep my vision and incorporate theirs. So I feel like it's served me well when getting into this profession for sure.
That's interesting. So you'll go in with some choreography and they may not love it
And
or
they're
they,
like, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm like, okay, well, back to the drawing board.
okay. All right. And what was the other thing I was going to ask you? Oh, is there a tool or a platform that you're using that right now is essential for you to do this virtually?
Oh my gosh, so many. A really simple one, but Canva is really helpful
Oh, I've
helpful
used
for
it.
me to
Hmm.
see things. And then I use a few different like more advanced 3D rendering tools too. But I would say like number one is Canva for sure.
Oh, that's
Simple, but it's effective and it works.
right. Right. Do you get any really indecisive? I'm going off script here. Any
Mhm.
really indecisive people?
Yes, but I think that's why the mood board is so helpful. Is it like really you can see it right away and tell
Yeah.
if it's the direction you want to go in or not.
It's so funny when sidetrack when I had my 60th birthday a couple of years ago, like one and a half, let's put it
Oh
that
my
way.
God.
And well, I said to my daughter-in-laws, you plan it, the three of you. Go ahead.
Mhm.
And so one of them was like, oh, let's create a mood board. What do you
I love
I'm like,
that.
just no, I want to stay out of it. But I see where mood boards come in handy.
Oh yeah.
All right, the next one is going to talk about me a little bit. Most people have no clue where to start, and that's obviously where you can help. You said people jump in without planning a mood board or having any direction. That is so me, Emma. Like to this day, and you know how much we've moved, so much. And
Oh
I
yeah.
told Emma before we hit
Do you
record.
know what number move you're on, by the way?
Yeah, I'll have to get back to you on that. Like it's way, it's probably close to 20, if
Oh my
not beyond
gosh.
20. and I'm working on this room. I was telling Emma piece by piece, but I've literally bought pieces that don't fit the space. And then I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to figure out where I'm gonna put them just because I wanted the piece. But
Yeah.
you talk about this is why a mood board comes into play.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, all right. I want to read. I want to read. And okay, so I'm obsessed with a few of Emma's mood boards, people. And I will be linking her social site for all of you. So here's the deal. Hence the espresso martini, because I'm on the East Coast and it's still early for her, so she's not having one. She has a mood board that she based on an espresso martini. And here's what she put. I feel she's going to be too young for this show, but I'm going to tell you something in a second. Warm neutrals, deep browns, soft contrast, and moody finishes. Elevated, cozy, and quietly bold, just like the drink. I loved that. How did you come up with it?
I don't know. I mean, I think again, that's why a mood board's so great is because you can like pull out the characteristics of it and then use it to create your space, which is kind of just what I did. But
Yeah.
I love an espresso martini. It's my favorite cocktail, so I feel like that was pretty easy for me.
Yes, because when she was became legal to drink, you guys, I met her in SoCal and she had one for lunch. So and how
Yeah.
do I remember that? Okay, I remember random
I
facts.
love that you remember that.
But you have to ask your mom because she might remember this, or your dad. The show Seinfeld, you've probably heard of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Elaine was working for a catalog company,
Hmm.
almost like I'm gonna equate it to like Land's End or something.
Hmm.
But her boss Peterman would have all these little quotes for every piece that was in the catalog, and it kind of sounded like what you wrote for the
I love it.
for the espresso martini.
So
But
funny.
your mood boards that you've published, the chic, like neutral bedroom one is gorgeous. You know what I'm talking about?
Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
And one of my daughter-in-laws, because I'm making them follow you, I didn't make them. I said, you need to see what she's doing because our youngest son and daughter-in-law, Jake and Lauren, they moved back from London and they just bought a house on Long Island. And so it's a big, old, beautiful home and they are slowly renovating. You would look
Yeah.
at so much character. It's gorgeous.
Hmm.
She's like, oh my God, that living room, the fireplace. She likes bold, like, because
Yeah.
it's the neighborhood she lives in. Like the green wall behind your fireplace that
Hmm.
you posted is just gorgeous.
Oh, thank
So
you.
we're all the Ducharmes are all loving that.
I love
Want
it.
to know. How do you balance trends with timeless designs then, right? Because
Yeah, I think it's hard to. I feel like my target audience and even me sometimes, like I love a trend.
yeah,
Um, but I think I always go back to like timeless materials, like materials that have stood the test of time and people have used for years. I also love, and this is true not just for interior design for me, but with like fashion and um, fashion trends, I love to like go back in time and find like antique pieces or just like things that are old. And when you like mix old with new, I think it creates for a better design than just like following trends.
yeah. No, I see. I like that too, kind of mixing,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
I obviously we've already talked about how much I've moved. Everyone already knows that. I had one piece that I bought for a house in Texas. It was a Pottery Barn bar cart. It was wood and kind of I don't know how to, like almost like wrought irony steel, and but there was a story behind it. It's
Hmm.
called the Sheffield bar cart. How do I remember that? And this guy Sheffield was in Paris walking the streets and he saw this cart and he said he
I
was a
love
designer for
that.
Pottery Barn. He's like, I want to design that. So of course I bought it. They don't make it anymore. And on this move, I sadly gave it to my son Adam, who lives 20 minutes away, because Adam and Haley, because I can't fit it in our condo. But I would literally design rooms about it. It's very
That's so
antique.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
And
had
like,
a story. Like I love that.
yep. And the
At
story
least you can
behind,
go see it when you visit them.
I know he's got it in his little home office now and he's making like a whiskey bar. And
I love it.
I've literally used it like as like for groceries, whatever. But so let's talk a little bit about your business. What has the biggest challenge been launching this business?
Number one, the timing that I chose to do
Yeah.
this because it's like busy season for dance. And the second, I think it's just a newer space for me. When I, started teaching dance and even when I launched my dance wear brand, like I had been in the dance world since I was like 3. So that was all very, it wasn't foreign to me.
Yeah.
But interior design is like very new for me, even though I've been studying it for a year. It feels like it still feels very fresh and new. So I think just doing something like completely brand new and creating content and like putting things out there, it's been really fun, but it has been very challenging and time
Very
consuming, like
time
the learning
consuming.
curve. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously there's a learning curve still.
Hmm.
And I mean, there's learning curves for me with everything
Yeah.
that I do
Yeah. Yeah.
too. But don't you find the amount of time that you need to spend on social media daunting? Like, it's a lot.
It is a lot. Oh yeah. I try to batch content. It's like I spend a couple hours doing it on one day of the week, and then I have like an hour in my day where I like need to post here, here, and here, and then I just try to be done with it. But yeah, it is like a lot of time
Right.
spent online for sure.
I used to become obsessive with videos.
Hmm.
I was literally just looking back at some YouTube videos and I'm like, why did I post that? I didn't even crop off the beginning as I was doing stuff. Like,
I
what?
know that. Yeah, I do the same thing. And you're like, oh my gosh.
But it's like it's very time consuming,
Yeah.
people. But when you
Hmm.
are the founder, which we both are, of virtual companies, you got to put in the time and you got
Yep.
to do it.
Hmm.
So I get it. Let's see, what else do I want to ask you? How how are you doing like attracting and retaining clients online?
Good. Well, just launched like not even 2 weeks ago, I want to say. So I kind of knew there was going to be, a time period where it was just about posting and like gaining trust and just putting my stuff out there and into the world. But it's been like a much faster response kind of than what I've expected, which is really exciting. So far, so good.
Are you doing this on your own or do you have people helping you at all?
Just me so far.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. Are you only using Instagram right now, or are you doing Facebook, YouTube,
I am
TikTok?
mostly on Instagram and TikTok. Not Facebook yet, but it's on my list.
I know. You know what's
Yeah.
funny, and I don't. I'm sure it's a generational thing. My daughter-in-laws will tell me that. I tried. I mean, I've been doing before now for 6 years, officially for 6 years, and I mean, I tried Instagram, but it really wasn't. It wasn't really
Hmm.
anything for me or gaining me, any,
Yeah.
more followers. So I mostly just kind of do the Facebook and I always am first, I'm the first to admit it. I always neglect YouTube. And then it was like months ago, I'm like, why don't I have the podcast on
Yeah.
YouTube too? Like it's just another avenue.
Yeah, you might as well put it on there.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what you're launching.
I know. I'm so
Right.
excited.
So excited. Also, people, I just reached out to her like 2 days ago and said, "Hey, you want to do a so let's see. Any lessons learned the hard way?
Oh gosh. I think I like my dancewear business was definitely like a learning like lessons learned the hard way for sure. Um but like I don't think I would change anything. I think
Yeah.
it was a learning curve. I was super young when I started and I honestly grew so quickly and so fast. It was like very hard to keep up with. But yeah, I don't know.
That's a good
I
problem to have.
yeah, it was good for sure. But I think just like when starting a business, I just it is really nice to have like that time in my life of business when I started so young. Like I just learned so many
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Do
that
you
I
have a
was
lot of
able to
product?
take into this. Yeah.
Do you have a lot of product left over?
I'm still selling it. My website's still going strong. So I still do sell some dancewear, but it's like I'm almost done with it.
Yeah. All right. The final quote I'm going to read from her social
Okay.
media. Because this is another one that kind of,
Love all these quotes.
hey, this is another one that kind of, really resonated with me. If you're paying 3,000 a month to live in a city that you love and it still doesn't feel right, it's probably not the apartment. It's just missing direction. Okay. So we
Mhm.
had one of our moves. We were living in we were renting a big, beautiful house in San Francisco in Potrero
Mhm.
Hills. But then we wanted to buy the house in Tampa to get closer to our son and daughter-in-law,
Mhm.
which meant we had to give up the big place. And it was supposed to just be a crash pad because my husband, the startup he was working for, was in San Francisco. So we went from having like this view of the Bay Bridge to this 500 square foot studio in Mission Bay, right around the street, from the corner from the ballpark.
Yeah.
So I wasn't supposed to spend a lot of time there anyway, but then I started to spend more and more time there versus Florida. And I'm like, I hate this space. We're paying way more than 3,000 for 500 square feet. It literally, Emma, had like the linear kitchen,
Hmm.
and then it had a bed with a partition in this tiny living room. Like Paul would be getting his coffee, like the coffee creamer
Hmm.
out of the refrigerator, and I'm like laying in the bed staring, right? So
That sounds about right.
so then he's like, you know what? You got to start to decorate this place. You got.
Hmm.
So I just went and I got a couple of pieces, and then obviously I made it cozy. But what you're so right on with this stuff.
Hmm.
It's just designing your home and making
Yeah.
you. Um, it just makes it just so warm and cozy and not sterile, and it's just like it just makes it worth it. It just makes you
Yeah.
want to come home or curl up in a blanket on your couch and just look around and be like, okay, this is my place.
Yeah, and I think too, like if you're gonna spend, like we spend so much money to live in these cities, like and I
Oh,
would do it again year after year to live here, but I mean, there's no point if you're gonna hate like how it looks when you walk inside.
exactly, exactly. I have a topic I want to segue into that I think our listeners are going to love. I'm calling it design on a budget.
Okay.
What is one upgrade that gives the biggest impact for the least cost?
In my opinion, artwork,
Hmm?
and I'm a big believer that you should, like I have different opinions on what you should splurge and not splurge on. And I think artwork can make a really big impact. And it doesn't have to be like crazy expensive artwork, but just stuff that like you love, you resonate with, and matches your space, I think can make a really big difference.
That is a great answer. And are you like, you don't care if it's purchased from Home Goods or from an art gallery, if it speaks to you and it's
Mhm.
nice and it works in that space, then you're good for it with it?
Yeah, and I think too, like finding artists that you love and resonate with is great. And a lot of times, like artists sell prints, so you don't have to like buy their original work, but you can, still have like unique art in your home.
Right, right. And you can even download some from Etsy, right?
Hmm.
And
Totally.
do it yourself. I'm
Yeah.
looking at your gallery frames behind you. I Paul's like,
Mixed
oh, Paul
styles.
just saw that picture because I just put it up because he got done painting.
I love it.
How many nails did you put in the wall to get that one up? I'm like, well, so how long did it take you to put those frames
You
up?
know what? My boyfriend put these up. I put him onto this task, so I actually have no idea how long it took
Oh, I love
or
that.
what is holding them up on the wall.
They're
Couldn't
so
tell you.
nice. And well, I started doing mixed tiles with the magnets,
Yeah, yeah.
but they're not staying up now that we moved. Um, so where should people splurge versus save?
I think I mean, it depends on the room. I always am a big proponent on splurging for a good couch. I
Mm,
think that is like super important. Um, and and then I think that you should save on maybe the smaller pieces that if you're planning on like a move and you don't think you can like transfer them to another space, like smaller decor pieces, um, any type of like smaller tables, even sometimes like dining room chairs, things like that, I think are good save pieces.
Yeah, I hate my dining room chairs, Emma, so much. I'm gonna blame my friend Lorraine because when we are buying said big house in Tampa, Lorraine went to Pottery Barn with me in Stanford, and I
Hmm.
picked out a table, and she's like, "Well, you need to get," and it's wood. It's a big
Hmm.
wood,
Yeah.
rectangular table, and she's like, "Well, you got to get these chairs. You have three grown sons. They're gonna need a big chair, but they're the matching wood ones, and to me, they're so masculine."
Yeah, yeah.
And I've Googled what I can do to make them a little less masculine, but Paul really likes them, so I can't get rid of
Mm.
them. Because marriage is a compromise
Yeah.
sometimes. But I like what you said about investing in the couch because let's
Mhm.
be honest, people, we're on the couch a lot, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
So, what is a common design mistake you see a lot?
The biggest one is rugs that are too small. I think a rule that I always follow is like all of the front legs of your furniture should be on the rug. So, also, if your rug is too small, it makes the room look smaller. So, it can really mess with the way your room looks. So, I think if you like have a properly scaled rug, it can make a big difference.
Yeah, yeah. I went big with my rug and my master, and because my
Hmm.
master's really big, it has
Yeah,
actually a sitting area on one side. So, I decided to go really big with the rug, which is
I
always,
love it.
but it's always a little. I get what you're saying. I like that answer though. All right, we're gonna go into a little lifestyle and mindset questions.
Yay.
Well, one, what is your typical work day like? And I want to know, like,
Oh my gosh.
you have
Recently it's
some,
been kind of crazy,
yeah.
but I try to get a workout in the mornings. Like I'll try to work out like 7:15-ish. And then I come home, I try to do all my posts on social like in an hour. And then for the rest of the day, I'm planning content, maybe filming content, working on design work, and then also doing admin work for the studio. I direct their or manage their competition teams. So I do like all the registrations for competitions. I respond to parent emails, all that fun stuff. And then depending on the day, I go in to teach and or do privates around 2 or 3, teach till 9, and then come home.
How, I
And
don't,
then
how are
judge
you
on
in bed?
weekends.
How are you in bed by 10?
I'm usually not, but I try like when I come home from teaching, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
I'm sure you
No
are.
more work. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a lot. You don't even have, like, I take Tuesdays today.
Hmm.
Emma and I are chatting on Tuesday. Tuesday is like my admin day or this extra stuff I want to film for the website.
Hmm.
So at least it's nice though, at least to get up and know that I don't have to, be
Yeah.
live in a class or, so you're not getting that right now. You're not.
Friday, I don't teach. So Fridays are that day for me. However, start judging this weekend. So I'll be traveling
Are you going to travel
Friday,
a lot?
Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, they're always out of state. So,
Okay.
um, yep, I'm like back and forth every weekend from
When
now
does that
until
when does
May,
that run through?
till about middle of May.
Oh, okay, that's
Hmm.
that's a long
I
one.
know.
I'm sorry. Um, but getting back to our schedules, like when you are a small business owner, like
Hmm.
and you're the only one, you're
Hmm.
the only employee, you're doing
Yeah.
it all. So there really is
Hmm.
no weekend. I joke
No,
about self-care Sunday,
hmm,
but but we're doing what we love, so we're not
for
complaining.
sure. Yeah,
We're just
exactly. Yeah.
also, speaking of competitions, I am taking the daughter-in-law that lives nearby. We're going to see the Dancing with the Stars live show.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna love it. I went, I think 2 years ago. It's so fun.
I went last year in Florida,
Oh yeah.
um, but they just keep amping it up. They just keep taking it
It's
up a
really
notch.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I
love it.
want to be a ballroom dancer when I grow up.
I'm obsessed with,
So
I'm not
fun.
even obsessed with the celebrities. I'm
Yeah.
obsessed and follow every pro. Like I could tell you
Oh, I
every.
love that. I love that. That's
Me
awesome.
too. Let's see. How do you stay creatively inspired?
By taking breaks. I think sometimes when I'm working on a design, like if I spend too much time looking at it, I'm like, okay, I need to like step away from this for an hour and then come back to it. And then like I get my creative juices flowing. But also like working out every morning makes
Yeah,
such a big difference. I
yeah,
mean, you can speak to this because you're a fitness instructor, but like it really, I feel like almost creatively blocked when I'm not like moving most mornings.
yeah. And I've had to do that. I've had to like step away and go out and like do a power walk, and then
Hmm.
I'll think of something on the walk. But I'm also one who doesn't sleep, so I'm usually up in
Yeah.
the middle of the night thinking of something or exercising.
Yep. Hmm.
And it's funny, I just started, this is my new obsession, my latest obsession with my website is morning movement and evening unwind. So I'm doing
Ooh.
little short videos to get you up and get you going, nothing intense.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
love it. I'm gonna try it.
yeah, you should. Also, working out probably looks a little different for you these days when you're not working out because you're going to be competing in a
Yeah.
pageant. You're
Very
working out for
different.
yourself and your mind.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I'm gonna ask you a question, but I'm gonna give my answer first.
Okay.
Okay. Um, how are you defining like what does success look like for you at this stage? And when I get asked that question, and I also talk to my husband about it all the time, my success for me is if I can reach one person with anything I'm doing. B4
Hmm.
has a book club. We have recipes. We have obviously workout videos live and on demand. The social aspect is huge. People come, people go, right? Virtually, it's a place that they can come back to. We do happy hours, but I've got my newsletter with any of that, my blog. If I reach one person, then I feel like I'm being successful
Oh, I
because I
love
don't
that.
ever want anybody to think that they're out there on their own,
Hmm.
um, and that this is a community that will give them something. We've got like, but for me, it's reaching one person, and then I feel like, all right, well, those nights of not sleeping is worth it.
I love it. That's so awesome.
What about you?
Think probably something similar. Um, I also like something I teach my dancers, and I always go back to it for myself because I think it's really helpful, is um like not measuring my success on like an outcome, but instead like if I actually like did the actions to get that outcome, if that makes sense. Like for me right now, um, like if I, set a goal for myself to post content X amount of times per day, every single day, um, I like to, feel successful like doing those goals rather than
Right.
like an actual outcome. And I think that just helps me like stay really motivated. And then another piece of it is just like being able to help people, start new chapters or like reinvent themselves, like with their space is really motivating and exciting for me.
Yeah, it has to be a really good feeling because
Hmm.
it is so personal to someone, right? Like
Yeah.
this is their space, this is their safe space, and you are helping make it just that for them.
Yeah,
And
for
it must be
sure.
super gratifying when you finish
Hmm.
a project with somebody and you can see the look on their face or how happy
Yeah.
they are with it.
Hmm. For sure.
I'm guessing you're super organized because I
I'm really not.
you're not.
I am. It's like organized chaos is how I describe it.
Yeah.
Like I've got all my ducks in a row, but like getting them all in a row is like not an organized process.
I have sticky notes all over.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I love doing sticky notes. All right, we're gonna go with some fun rapid fire questions.
Oh, I'm excited.
Okay, ready for question one?
Let's do it.
Coffee table books, real reads or decorative only?
Real reads.
Okay. I have all my book club books. I started book club last year. I swear to God, Emma, it's been the best thing I've ever done.
I
The
love
ladies
that.
are loving it. And so, not that you have time to read, but the most recent read the movie's coming out next month. You would love it. It's a great book. It's called Reminders of Him.
Ooh,
It's really good. But anyway, when my bookcase does come in for over there, I got all my books to display. So yeah, I'm with you. Real reads.
yeah,
Perfect. And books are expensive, people.
yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
One trend you secretly love.
I would say, and I think this is kind of a new trend from this year, but like color in homes is starting to come back. So I really am loving seeing all of that.
Okay. Hence your mood board with the green
Yeah.
wall
Yeah.
behind the beautiful white fireplace. Okay.
Yes.
She's not judging my white walls, people, because I'm not done. Okay, then, and that opposite token,
Mhm.
what trend needs to be retired?
Um, I would say like the opposite of that, like the all beige everything. And I like neutral spaces, like
Yeah,
I really do, but I think there's like a balance.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Um, my last home studio, the one in Florida, I had this beautiful, which I loved, light pink wallpaper behind the
Ooh.
bar, but I don't think it filmed really nicely. Okay. Oh, I love this one. Favorite room to design, and then your least favorite.
I love designing living rooms. I just think they're like, I love being in my living room, so I think that might be why. But I think it's so fun because it's like a place that you host and have people over. It's like a very central part of the home. So I love designing living rooms. Um, I don't, I actually really like designing kitchens, but I'd say it's like the hardest
The
for sure.
kitchens.
And like the most technical. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do you get into like the backsplash and all of that and counters? So you do.
Hmm.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of kitchens are
A
tough.
lot. Yeah, it's really hard.
Plus, people
A
spend a lot
lot.
of money on them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love our living room so much here. So we're in a condo.
Mhm.
There's three families that live in this building, and we each have a floor. So I'm going
Oh,
to use
cool.
air quotes. It has like a penthouse vibe. We're the only
Ooh.
ones, so there's a lobby with an elevator. We're the only ones who can fob up. We're on the third floor. And
Okay.
so the elevator opens to our unit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's why
That's so fun.
they call it the penthouse vibe. But the outside of the building is super kind of contemporary looking. I'm sure
Hmm.
there's another word for it. But the inside, especially the living room, it's 1 year old, and the previous owners did all like built-ins. So it kind of
Hmm.
has, so since we're so close to DC, it has like a little bit of a Georgetown vibe.
Yeah,
But then there's some contemporary parts of it. So I don't know, it's just a fun place to decorate.
that is so fun.
But I do love my living room. Ooh, okay, I just talked about this. Wallpaper everywhere or just on a focal wall accent.
If you're gonna put it in a room everywhere, I think.
I like wallpaper. Is it coming back? It's back. It's
Yeah, I love wallpaper. I think it's fun.
yeah. Okay. Also, when my daughter-in-law Lauren watches it, the one on Long Island, she's gonna love what you said about bold colors because
Oh yeah.
she did her dining room really bold.
Oh, I love it. Dining is
So,
a great place to go bold.
okay, this is another one that really is speaking for the last two questions. What's more important, comfort or aesthetics?
I think comfort and function, I mean, they're both important, but like comfort and function first, because if you only design for aesthetics, in my opinion, your house is never going to look like the way you want it to.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Especially with storage and stuff, like, if you don't think about those things, it's
Mhm.
really hard to like keep your house aesthetically pleasing. So I don't think you can have aesthetics without function, personally.
Mhm. Here, when the built-ins that I'm talking about, there's drawers
Hmm.
that have dividers in them, and for the life of me, I don't know why they had them. I mean, I'm still kind of getting completely settled. And so
Yeah.
yesterday I was just using them as junk drawers and just throwing everything in them. And I'm like, you know what, I gotta get this. You have a junk drawer in your
Yeah.
kitchen.
Oh, yeah, I have one. Yeah.
But now I've decided to use them as wine holders. They're
Ooh, that's a
bottles
great,
of wine in
I
them.
love
Yeah.
it. That's great.
Um, I already know what my answer is going to be for this next one. It's similar to the previous question. Styled or lived in? Look,
Both.
I
I like a mix.
I literally want a home that looks like a museum, Emma.
That's awesome.
Not having, being an empty nester. Obviously, I'm a grandmother
Yeah.
now, but I just want to walk through and be like, God, this is
Hmm.
beautiful. Like, I
Hmm.
don't, but now,
Yeah.
but now I obviously have two little grandchildren who come over. And I was just said to my son last night, "Hey, do you have rubbing alcohol? Because I don't since I moved." And he's like, "What do you need that from?" Like, one of your sons, when we were making your birthday card, got the green marker on my
Oh
velvet
my gosh.
motorcycle. So
That is so funny.
I said, now that's going to become his stool. Okay.
Yeah. He
All right.
decorated it.
Before I let you go, 'cause obviously you're busy. Um, where do you see virtual design? Where do you see virtual interior design going in the future? Do you see it becoming, you'll see it more and more?
I think so. I think that it's like a very new and different direction from traditional interior design. And I don't know, I think a lot of people really love it. And I think it's gonna, as renting becomes more popular and like a lot of young people especially are living in apartments more and more, I think it's gonna start to become more popular.
And it's more accessible, I think,
Yeah, for
too.
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's, I won't say it's not as much of a commitment, but for somebody,
Yeah.
they're going to go hire an interior designer who's going to be, in and out of their home and booking appointments. I don't know. I
Yeah.
think they're really onto something with this. What do you think is going to be next for you and Sunday and Co?
I have no idea. We will see. Definitely a lot more design projects, which is really exciting. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds.
And you'll just be building, building, building.
Yeah.
What advice, since you and I both started our companies virtually,
Hmm.
what advice would you give somebody who was thinking about starting or just even dreaming of starting,
Hmm.
a creative virtual company?
I think just forcing yourself to move, even when you don't want to, is really big. It's been very instrumental for me, even if you don't feel ready. So, like when I first came up with the idea, I would give myself like deadlines, or I would like book a photo shoot 2 months from now so that I would have to get X, Y, and Z lined up to make that happen. I planned I was going to announce and launch it on my birthday so that, like no matter what happens, like I'm launching and
Like had
announcing
to
it on this
commit,
date. So I
yeah.
think just like really setting deadlines for yourself and just forcing yourself to like move and get out there before you feel like you're ready, because you honestly probably will never feel completely ready. And the best way to learn, the best way I've learned is just from doing. And
Right, right.
yeah.
Yeah, I know from my own perspective that with before, I mean, I've evolved so much, and that so I relaunched in 2023, and I built my own website, and like I'm not techie, like I had to figure all that out,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, it's hard.
I kept pushing off my launch date, and I'm
Yeah.
like in my head, like I wanted so many
Yeah.
on-demand videos before I started, and I'm like,
Hmm.
right, you know what? You just got to pull the trigger. I
Yeah.
didn't set a weekend. I planned the big launch weekend for the
Hmm.
first weekend of October that year. And then I just did it and was like, you know what? I can change. Like I'm changing my website all the time.
Right. Right.
Did Sunday and Co have a website?
Hmm. Yeah, we do.
How come I haven't been to that? Oh my God, I should have
Go
known.
check it out.
All right. Well, you are such a love. Before I let you go, the theme of Beyond the Bar has always been staying happy, healthy, and fit, and you are definitely a perfect example of that. Tell me, other than your espresso martinis
Hmm.
and your 10 p.m. bedtime, what is in the smallest realm? Like, what keeps you happy, healthy, and fit in life?
I love this question. I remember this from last time I was on your
I
podcast.
should have already said that.
Happy, I'm gonna go with, because this is a small thing, but it's been a recent theme in my life. It's like a really good TV show at the end of the night.
Mm.
Been watching some really good ones on Netflix recently.
Oh yeah,
And then healthy, I would say getting a really good early morning workout in. And fit recently has been a lot of strength training.
there you go. That's
Hmm.
beautiful. Well, do you want to share one of your favorite shows on Netflix before we hang up?
I just watched His and Hers. It's really good.
Okay, we watched that.
Did
Paul
you
and I
see
are
it?
huge. We don't really even turn the TV on till like 8:39 at night, but
Yeah.
that's our thing. We sit there and have dinner, we eat late, and we watch shows. So yes, that, do you finished it?
Yeah. Crazy. Crazy ending.
Yeah, we're watching one called Industry, but I'm not sure. We're on the second season. If it's on Netflix, I can't remember. I get
I have heard good things. I'm going to try that one next.
It's kind of like the show that was out of New York City, Billions,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's in the UK and it's middle management, not
Ooh,
like,
okay. I'm going to try
but
it
it's
out.
good.
I'll
You should
report back.
definitely like it. But anyway, well, sweetheart, thank you so much for
Thank
doing
you
this.
for
I wish you
having
the
me.
best of luck
Thank you
with
so much.
all you have going on. I'm super proud of you, and I'm sure this won't be our last podcast
I
together.
hope not. Thank you so much for having me. This was so fun.
All righty, I will talk to you soon. Bye, you guys.